Greetings, I'm Ed Liversidge, Director of Harmonic Software Systems. I have something very exciting to show you today. This is the product of about 18 months of very hard work. We've taken our requirements analysis AI tool, written for the command line in Python, and turned it into a SaaS product, which is live now for you to try. This is just a quick 5-minute video to demonstrate our requirements analysis AI tool. Okay, so why have we done this? Well, I think it's universally accepted that if you want good software, you have to have good requirements that define what is expected of that software. Certainly in aerospace systems, the requirements form the base definition of what the software will do in the form of high-level requirements, what functionality it has, and how that functionality will be implemented in the form of low-level requirements and design. Verification cases are created that trace directly to requirements, ensuring that we have implemented exactly what we said we would, no more and no less. However, good requirements are hard to write, and it costs between 10 to 200 times to fix defects in requirements after deployment. Usually, requirements would be subject to multiple rounds of review by multiple people in order to iron out any issues. This ends up being very expensive. What I'm showcasing here is a tool that simplifies the complex, demanding, and resource-intensive process of requirements analysis at the click of a button. We estimate that a medium-sized project of about 200 requirements would cost $48,000 to review. For a $200 investment, our tool will shave off 33% of this work, saving you $16,000. What I've got here is a back of the envelope calculation to explain this. If we take 200 requirements, give that to a review team of 4 engineers, software quality assurance, the software engineer, the software test, and the project manager. With each requirement taking maybe an hour to review. Now, some will be simpler, some will be very complicated, but the requirements review process can be very, very involved with a lot of back and forth. So I think it's reasonable to average them out to an hour each. Cost per engineer, let's say $60. So that's $800 hours worth of analysis at a cost of $48,000. So our estimation is that this tool will save about a third of that time, reducing the review time from 60 minutes down to 40 minutes. And that in turn will save you $16,000. It will increase the quality of all your requirements to a level where the engineers that are doing the analysis can just focus on their particular expertise and the domain that they're analyzing rather than going through all the base level criteria that the requirements should have. So the tool will perform 7 different checks on each of your requirements. These checks are taken from our experience of certifying avionics for the past 10 years and also the INCO's guide to writing good requirements. So the idea is that these checks are performed before there's been any human review. Once all your requirements pass the AI review, then they can be passed to your team for human review, safe in the knowledge that your team is reviewing high quality requirements. I can show you our requirements analysis tool in action, which is live here at app.requirementsanalysis.ai. And when you click on this link or go to this page for the first time, you'll see a simple home page with a login or sign up links. If you sign up now, you'll receive a confirmation email to validate your email, and then you will have $20 of free AI credits to play with, which is enough for about 64 reviews. So here is the login page. I shall just log in. And I'm presented with the app screen. On the left is where the requirements go, and on the right is where the analysis is come back from OpenAI. So let's add a requirement. I just click the plus button here to add a requirement. I will put in a requirement ID. Let's just say it's HLR001. And then I'm going to paste in a requirement in here. And finally, I can add some additional details. This is just a bit of additional information for the user. The AI doesn't look at this, but let's say we want to make it clear that the MMU must be disabled at startup. I've got derived and safety and robustness flags, should those be needed. Let's add the requirement, and that's my requirement here. Um, to review the requirement, all I need to do is select one or more requirements in this checkbox and click the Analyze Now button. That then goes off to OpenAI. It performs the 7 checks, gives us a summary, and these appear instantaneously on the right-hand side. As you can see, it's an overall fail. Um, it's important to understand at this point that the review is the result of a large language model performing an analysis. What you get back is the AI's opinion, much like a human reviewer. It's not necessarily deterministic, although a good requirement will always pass. In any case, this review serves to educate the user on the criteria of what makes a good requirement. Um, you can see the results of the review here. So we do perform our 7 checks, as we said. Um, the first check is the structure correct? So following the INCO standards, we make sure that every requirement has a clear subject, an action, and an object, and the AI has been able to determine what these are and to understand that they are in there, so that's a pass. Good requirement should have the word shall in it, that's a pass. A good requirement shouldn't have a negative sentiment because it's very difficult to test something which is not going to happen. So the check is there for that, and it will give you a suggestion of how to rephrase the requirement if it does have a negative sentiment in it. Also, active voice is a very good approach to use when writing your requirements. We failed here on it being vague. Um, it's basically asking for more additional information. Now, if this is a high level requirement, you can get away with having not having the detail needed in a low level requirement. So I think we can safely ignore this. It is also complaining about this, which also the spelling is complaining about. So we do have a few issues here to fix. Oh, lastly, we want to make sure the requirement is atomic. That aids greatly when you come to verification because you'll just have one thing to verify rather than a number of things to verify. So what I can do is I can edit this requirement and I can change this text here. And this should be a better worded requirement. I can update that and I shall review again. There we go. It all passes, which is great. That's just one requirement. This tool is good when you're writing your requirement for the first time and you're just knocking them into shape. But what if you already have hundreds of requirements? So if I delete this requirement here, I can delete them all here if I've got multiple ones. Click the delete button. I can drag and drop a CSV file in, like so, and they're instantly uploaded. The CSV, the columns need to be formatted in a certain way, and that is that in the first column we have the status header. The second is the rec ID. The third is the requirement text. Then we have additional details, which can be blank. Derived, safety and robustness, those can be blank, and the status can be blank. So we have an example CSV that you can download and start to use, or just make sure that your CSV has these headers in and you'll be okay. We also have recif support. So recif is the requirement file format used by requirement management tools. And so you can upload your recif file, do your reviews, export them, and then put them back into your requirement management tool. Now that I've uploaded my requirements, and this is where the real power is, I can select all of the requirements, click the Analyze button, and in this case, all 16 will go off to OpenAI for review. Also, it's worth noting that for security conscious enterprise customers, we have private GPUs that are on virtual networks so that your requirements won't even go to OpenAI, even though OpenAI guarantee that they won't use any data sent to them. This is an even more secure way of doing it. It will never leave our networks. So as you can see, I've got 3 passes and 13 fails. I can select a particular one and see what's wrong. It's not happy about the active voice, and also it's complaining there's a lack of detail for conditions under which the bootloader will execute. So again, that's the LLM's opinion, but it's all good to get this feedback. In this case, we're missing a placeholder 0xx that needs to be fixed, and it's not happy with the structure as well. So there you go. Very powerful way to analyze your requirements. When we're all done, we can just click the export button and export to the desktop. So I hope you can see how powerful this is, especially with complex projects with multiple requirements. We've got a lot of additional work in the pipeline for this product. We've got high-level requirements and low-level requirements that are linked together. We're working on a data dictionary to add definitions that the AI can use, additional AI agents to find duplicates and contradictions, and a whole load more now that we have a working framework to build on. More details can be found on our website, requirementsanalysis.ai, but what we really need is people to give the app a go and to give us valuable feedback. So it would be great if you could just go ahead, register here, get your $20 of free AI credits and see for yourself at app.requirementsanalysis.ai. Or if you'd like a quick demo or to discuss any enterprise features, go to the contact page on the website and let us know. That's it for now. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.